Hey you guys, I'm Crystal Sherelle from Indie Artist School. Welcome to the Singer's Arsenal. Today we're going to talk about how to get famous. Have you ever recorded yourself singing and posted the video on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and crossed your fingers, closed your eyes, and secretly wished, I hope this goes viral? If that's ever happened to you, you're not alone. Pretty much all of social media has started to become a fame-crazed place for people.
In fact, please share this video so I can get famous. No flash photography, please.
All jokes aside, there's an actual method to the madness. Most people are trying to be noticed. So when you have a whole platform full of people trying to get noticed, you can imagine how hard it is to actually break through. So let's talk about what it is that you need to do to actually get noticed. While hoping and wishing is a part of it, well, kind of, it's not the whole thing. There are actually 3 things that really create the recipe for gaining fame. All right, now I just want to preface this by saying being a singer is not all about getting famous, and this isn't for everybody. Not everybody's goal when they release an album is to become a famous singer. But if you do want to get more recognition and that is part of your goal, well, you're in the right place. First of all, let's just understand that there are no 2 stories that are exactly alike. If you're trying to model yourself after an artist that you see, that's a fine place to start. But just know that you may not need to go to New York or go to LA and talk to this particular record producer to get your big shot, okay? Understand that there are some bigger picture things to consider to really help yourself have a better chance at getting noticed. The really cool thing about these 3 things that help you become famous is that it doesn't matter if you were an artist trying to become famous back in the day or a present day artist now. At the core of it, these 3 things are still the most important. Let's start with number 1. Filling a void. All right, so when I say filling a void, I don't really mean like, oh, I'm depressed, can you hug me? But I kind of do mean that, okay? What I mean is you're meeting a need in the market. That means that there's people out there who have a desire and you have what they want. And if you're here on the podcast listening to the Singer's Arsenal, then you're here to fill a void. Usually that is emotional for most people. It depends on what kind of music you write. What type of songs do you release and what is your style? What does your music make people feel? And does it do it well? Okay, so you have to make sure that whatever you do, that you do it well so that it can leave a mark, make an impact, and fill that void. It's in your best interest to be yourself because becoming a carbon copy of another artist does not necessarily fill a void. A void means there's something missing, okay? So if there's another artist doing that, chances are you're not really doing anything that's adding anything to the pot. That being said, I want to say this. There's nothing wrong with maybe if you have a similar vocal run style of another artist, maybe a slightly similar tone or something, but you gotta have something that sets you apart so that you are your own artist, so that people can come to you for something specific. For example, when I'm feeling like I want to get romantic, I might listen to Whitney Houston's ballads, okay? I might listen to I Believe in You and Me, okay? Like sometimes we need those kind of feelings. And there's not another artist that quite does it for me like Whitney does. Now, if I want to feel like I'm in my feelings, I'm a little sensitive, I'm a little hurt, but you know, I still love you, but you know, I'm a little, you know, I got a little something else going on, then I might listen to Giveon, okay? Because he's got a little bit of that in his music. Every time I listen to his music, I know exactly what I'm gonna get. And that's why I choose his music, okay? Like maybe if I'm feeling like a queen, like a boss, like I am really, you know, a goddess out here, then I might be listening to some Queen Bee. I might listen to Beyonce. Okay, but all that being said is they fill a void. These artists serve a purpose, and because of that, they're famous. And I just want to say this, ironically enough, if you're for everyone, you're for no one, because you don't really have anything that makes people know what to expect from you. And when they don't know what to expect from you, it's like rolling the dice. And when you try to appease everyone, a lot of people, especially now in today's time, they can see through that. They want to know, who are you? What is it that you offer? Okay? Those are the things that take some time to realize. Don't worry if you don't know yet, but really dig deep. What are your values as a person? Okay? What kind of things have you experienced in your life? Those are the things you want to have in your music so that you can express who you are through your music. And by doing that, being authentic and being yourself, you're going to fill a void. Now it's time for a segue. If you ever want to learn how to sing R&B, go ahead and visit my website, indieartistschool.com. While you're on the website, check out the R&B Singers Arsenal, where I teach you all the fun things about singing R&B, whether it's the fundamentals of singing like breathing, learning how to sing on pitch, or learning some fun techniques like singing vocal runs and belting. Or you could get one-on-one vocal coaching at indieartistschool.com. I'm also going to leave links in the description for you as well. I want to thank you guys so much for supporting the podcast. If you want to be a subscriber and donate so that I can keep this podcast going, go ahead and visit anchor.fm/thesingersarsenal/support. That's anchor.fm/thesingersarsenal/support. All right, let's get back into it. The second step is to have a strategy. Now, this is a huge step because a lot of people think, that lucky break is only based on luck and all of that stuff. And I understand it's what we've been hearing our whole lives. But the truth is, being successful and finding the notoriety that you're looking for, getting recognition, being noticed, it takes a lot of strategy to get there. So let's talk about some ways that you can build your strategy as an artist to build fame. Technically, everything I'm telling you right now is strategy. Like, if I could really lump it all together, I could say that becoming famous takes strategy, but that's not all it is. The reason why I separated these two things is because filling the void has more to do with what you offer to the world, okay? Digging deep into yourself, finding yourself and sharing that. Strategy is about how you move in the world, okay? Where you're going, who you're talking to, where you're posting, how you're posting, what hashtags you're using, which people you're talking to, what kind of gigs you get, what networking events you go to, all of those kinds of things. That's strategy. And so you got to kind of keep your ears to the street and know what's going on. Stay on trend, understand what's happening in the world so that you can ride that wave and show up as yourself. And people are like, oh, wait, who is this? Who is this? Because you got to position yourself to be noticed. I'll tell you, there are a lot of authentic, amazing artists in the world who no one knows about. And that's because chances are they're missing strategy, okay? Just dropping something is going to get you crickets, okay? And you don't want that. So you got to have a strategy in place. I got to say this too. Strategy in this day and age is not just social media, but you'd have a hard time if you didn't include social media, okay? It is definitely a huge part of it. So you got to make sure that you're posting everywhere you can. That includes TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all of that. Whether you like it or not, if you want to improve your strategy, you got to think about it like you are gambling. If you're trying to play the lottery, you better buy as many tickets as you can, okay? And let me find out that some of these tickets are actually free. It doesn't cost you anything to share content. So there should be no reason why you're not putting yourself out there as much as you possibly can. So frequency of your posting, of your music, all of that stuff is going to help you. Having as much of a reach as you can and building that fan base is what's really going to help set you apart. And last but not least, and this is the one I think we all intuitively know, it takes some luck, okay? Like, if I could say that just having the strategy and being yourself is all that mattered, then I think a whole lot more people would be famous than there are, okay? It's crazy how this works because there is no real strategy to luck, but I will say this. There are some things that might seem lucky that are really when opportunity meets preparation, okay? So you have to really consider that. Is that really luck? If you weren't prepared and you weren't really working on your craft and then you happen to get a lucky break, is it really going to go viral? Are people going to want to share it? Well, that's where you controlling your luck comes in a little bit more, okay? Because by being prepared, that means you're going to be able to take full advantage of the opportunities that come your way. And I will say this. Now, I'm not trying to get all woo-woo or anything like that, But if for those of you out there who believe in the law of attraction and like being magnetic as a person, I gotta say, when you're just kind and you're giving, people just tend to be more kind and giving to you as well. And the next thing you know, doors just open, whether you intentionally ask them to open or not, just because people value who you are. So make sure that the way you're moving out here in your strategy, that you're not a shark eating all the fish, because some of those fish might have some keys, okay? This is a horrible analogy. But anyway, just know that don't bite the hand that feeds you, even if you don't know if the hand can feed you. So treat people the way you'd want to be treated. And the next thing you know, you got people treating you really nicely too, okay? So let's go back over the 3 things that you need to get famous, okay? Number 1, fill a void. Number 2, strategy. And last but not least, make sure that you're on the good side of Lady Luck. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. There are plenty more to listen to. I hope you stick around. As always, have a wonderful day and happy singing.